Chosen one, watch how God honors you. You're the miracle. There are moments in life when the unseen hand of God moves so powerfully that the atmosphere around you shifts without you even realizing it at first. It is in these moments that heaven begins to position you in such a way that your life becomes an undeniable testimony of divine favor. This is not just about blessings arriving or opportunities opening. It is about the creator of the universe publicly acknowledging you, showing those who doubted you, ignored you, or misunderstood you that you were never overlooked, never forsaken, never ordinary. You have walked through seasons where your worth was questioned, where your presence was underestimated. And yet, through every trial and every quiet battle, God was building a moment in time where his honor would rest upon you in such a way that no one could deny it. You are not simply being blessed, you are being honored. This is more than recognition. It is a sacred elevation that turns your life into a living miracle before the eyes of many. Stay with me until the very end of this message, because what we are about to uncover together will awaken something in you. This moment is not just for inspiration, it is an activation. And write in the comments your warmest wishes for yourself and for others, because every genuine wish spoken into the atmosphere carries energy. Add the number 99 alongside your wish as a sign of completion and divine alignment, letting the universe know that you are ready for what is meant for you. When you do this, you are not only affirming your faith in what's coming, but you are also joining a collective wave of manifestation where our words rise together and call forth blessings. Let your wishes flow from the deepest place of your heart, knowing they are heard. Now, chosen one like this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. When God chooses to honor you, it is never halfway. It is never in secret, and it is never without purpose. Honor from God carries weight. It carries a fragrance that spreads beyond the moment itself. This is the kind of recognition that shifts the way people see you. But even more profoundly, it shifts the way you see yourself. For years, perhaps you have been quietly faithful, doing the right thing when nobody was watching, staying true to your integrity while others chased shortcuts. You have been the one who sowed seeds in silence, and now those seeds are breaking through the soil. The season you are walking into is not the reward for one single action, but the accumulation of everything you have been in the dark, patient, disciplined, faithful, and resilient. And because of that, when the honor comes, it will feel like the world is seeing you for the first time. But in truth, heaven has been watching you all along. The beauty of God's honor is that it cannot be manipulated by human systems. No amount of opposition, politics, favoritism, or false narratives can stop it. In fact, sometimes God allows the opposition to grow loud, just so that when the honor comes, it is more undeniable. The very people who thought they had calculated your place in life will be forced to recalculate, because God will move you beyond the limits they set for you. This is where the miracle in your story becomes visible. The transformation is so distinct that it makes people pause. They realize they are not just looking at someone who got lucky. They are looking at a life marked by divine intervention. And that is why you are the miracle. You are the living, breathing evidence that God still moves in ways that defy logic. That the invisible still shapes the visible. That the faithful are never forgotten. The path to this kind of honor is often misunderstood. Many assume that honor is given to the loudest voice, the biggest presence, or the most popular figure. But God's way is different. His honor finds those who were often hidden, those who endured seasons of obscurity, those who carried heavy assignments without public applause. And when He decides to lift you up, it's not because of how perfectly you navigated every step, but because you stayed in alignment with the truth of who you are. You have to understand that being honored by God is not about earning His approval. You already have it. It is about Him deciding that now is the moment when the world will see what He has seen in you all along. That is why the shift feels sudden to others, but deeply overdue to you. What's about to happen in your life will not just be for your comfort, it will be a sign. God's honor will be the marker that tells others there is a timing to everything, that faith has a reward, that patience is not wasted. You may not have realized it, but your journey has been watched, not just by those around you, but by those who needed to believe again, those who needed to see that miracles still happen to real people. Your story will be the confirmation they were searching. For every step you took toward your purpose, even the small unseen ones, we're building toward this unveiling. This honor will make people ask, how did it happen so suddenly? But you will know the truth. It wasn't sudden, it was orchestrated, it was intentional, it was God's perfect timing. The honor you are stepping into will also bring responsibility. Being the miracle means you are now a carrier of hope for others. People will look to you not just for what you have, but for what you represent. They will see the evidence of what is possible when a person refuses to quit. Your life will begin to speak even when you are silent. You will walk into rooms and shift atmospheres without trying, because the presence you carry will be marked by the journey you endured. You will inspire without needing to prove anything. And you will discover that the true reward is not the recognition itself, but the ability to use that recognition to lift others higher. This is where you begin to understand why the waiting was necessary. If the honor had come too early, you may not have been ready to hold it. You might have been tempted to use it only for yourself or to see it as the end of the journey, rather than the beginning of a new chapter. But now you are different. You have learned what truly matters. You know that your value is not determined by applause, but by alignment. And because of that, when the honor comes, you will not be swayed by praise, nor broken by criticism. You will be steady, anchored in the knowledge that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Even now, there are subtle signs of the shift. Doors that were once sealed shut are starting to move. Conversations are happening about you in places you have never been. People are remembering your name, your work, your character. And soon, it will no longer be whispers. It will be public. God's honor is about to surround you like a mantle, and with it will come opportunities, relationships, and platforms that were always meant for you, but had to wait for this appointed moment. You are the miracle because you are the living intersection of preparation and divine timing. And when the two meet, nothing can stop what unfolds next. When God begins to honor you, chosen one, there is a distinct shift in the way the world interacts with you. It is not just about respect or courtesy. It is about a deep acknowledgement of your presence, your worth, and your journey. People who once overlooked you will find themselves drawn to your light without understanding why. The opportunities you once had to chase will now begin to chase you. And the very spaces where you were once invisible will start making room for you. This is because divine honor is not a silent blessing. It has a way of announcing itself. You do not have to demand it. You do not have to prove it. And you do not have to negotiate for it. It is simply recognized. God's honor shifts atmospheres, softens hearts, and rearranges priorities so that you stand exactly where you are meant to stand without forcing your way in. The most striking thing about this season is how different the energy around you will feel. Before, you might have walked into rooms feeling like you had to introduce yourself, justify your presence, or explain your value. But now, the introduction will already be written in the air before you arrive. People will look at you differently because something about you will carry a weight of significance that cannot be ignored. This is not about arrogance. It is about the undeniable fact that your journey, your resilience, and your integrity have placed you in a category that others instinctively respect. It's the way your story speaks without words. The way your aura holds both strength and grace. It's the miracle you are. Not because you tried to be extraordinary, but because God made you so. And as you step deeper into this moment, you will notice how divine honor changes not only how others see you, but how you see yourself. For years, you may have carried doubts about whether your efforts mattered, whether your sacrifices were worth it, whether your unseen work would ever be noticed. Those doubts will begin to dissolve as you realize that nothing you did was wasted. Every choice to take the higher road, every moment you remained kind when it was easier to be bitter, every time you kept going when quitting seemed like the only option. It all contributed to the glow you carry now. God's honor does not just bless you materially, it heals the hidden places within you that were once weary from waiting. In this season, Chosen One, you will also see the tables turn in ways you never expected. Some who dismissed you will now look to you for guidance, and those who doubted your ability will now seek your wisdom. This shift is not about revenge, nor is it about validation from them. It is about showing the world that honor cannot be taken from someone who walks in divine purpose. God's timing makes everything fall into place in such a way that you are elevated without losing your humility. You will find yourself in positions of influence where your words carry weight and your presence opens doors for others. And that is a key part of this miracle. God is not only honoring you for your sake, but also so you can become a conduit of honor for others who are still in their waiting season. Honor from God is also protective as you step into more visible spaces. There will be those who question, criticize, or misunderstand your rise. But divine honor shields you in a way that makes their words powerless. You will find that you no longer have the same need to defend yourself because the fruit of your life will speak louder than any accusation. People will see the consistency in your actions, the truth in your intentions, and the undeniable results of your faith. Even if some refuse to acknowledge it, they will not be able to deny it. And that is one of the most beautiful aspects of God's honor. It is undeniable even to those who wish it weren't true. This shift will also bring clarity about who truly values you for who you are, not just for what you can do for them. You will notice some people trying to attach themselves to your rise, while others quietly fade away because they can no longer access you in the same way. This is not a loss. It is a natural separation that happens when God moves you to higher ground. Honor refines your circle, allowing only those who align with your purpose to walk closely with you. And as this happens, you will feel a deep sense of peace, knowing that the ones who remain are meant to be part of the next chapter of your journey. Even more, Chosen One, this season of honor will cause you to dream differently. When you have been in survival mode for a long time, your dreams are often small, just enough to get by, just enough to feel safe. But once God begins to honor you, those small dreams expand. You start to see possibilities that once felt out of reach. You begin to think in terms of abundance, impact, and legacy. And you realize that your miracle is not just about you being recognized, but about using that recognition as a foundation to build something greater than yourself. This is why you must walk into this season with both gratitude and readiness. Gratitude keeps you grounded, reminding you of how far you've come and how every step has shaped you. Readiness keeps you alert, knowing that every new opportunity is a platform for purpose. The combination of these two will ensure that the honor you are stepping into will not be fleeting, but lasting. Not just a moment, but a momentum that carries you into the fullness of what you are meant to do. And as you continue on, you will find that the miracle you are is not limited to a single event or breakthrough. It will become a way of life. Each day will hold small confirmations, a message you receive at the right time, a door that opens without effort, a person who offers unexpected help. These moments will remind you that you are walking in divine favor, that you are living proof of what happens when preparation meets perfect timing. And as you carry this awareness, you will shine even brighter. Not because you are trying to impress, but because you are simply being who you were always meant to be. When God's honor begins to settle over your life, chosen one, you will notice how the very atmosphere around you starts to cooperate with your purpose. Things that used to feel like uphill battles will suddenly begin to align, almost as if the world itself has shifted to accommodate your path. This is not a coincidence. It is the manifestation of divine orchestration. The delays that once frustrated you were not meant to break your spirit, but to make sure that when the moment came, it would be undeniable, irreversible, and perfectly timed. Every previous no becomes a building block for the yes that now carries so much weight. And you will see that the years you thought were silent were actually loud in heaven. The kind of honor you are stepping into is not fragile. It is not built on trends or temporary applause. It is anchored in something eternal, the truth of who you are and the purpose for which you were created. This is why, no matter how much opposition tries to rise, it will not stand. People may whisper, some may even shout, but their words will fade while the results of your life continue to grow stronger. The beauty of being honored by God is that it removes the need for constant explanation. You no longer have to convince anyone of your value. Your life itself becomes the evidence. This is when you will begin to understand what it means to simply exist in your authenticity and let that authenticity be your authority. As this season unfolds, you will also notice an increase in visibility. Your name will be mentioned in conversations that you are not physically present for. Opportunities will begin to surface that you did not personally pursue. This is because God's honor acts like a spotlight. It draws attention to you, not for vanity's sake, but for the sake of your assignment. You were not prepared all these years just to live quietly in the background. You were prepared to carry a message, a presence, and an example that others need to see. And when God wants that example to be known, no amount of obscurity can hide it any longer. But with this visibility comes a new level of responsibility. You will be called to carry yourself with a grace that matches the weight of the honor you have been given. There will be moments when people test your patience, when old triggers attempt to pull you back into the version of yourself you've outgrown. In these moments, your strength will not be shown through reaction, but through restraint. You will realize that honor is not just given, it is maintained. The way you respond, the way you handle pressure, and the way you navigate new spaces will all contribute to the longevity of this divine elevation. You may also begin to see how your story impacts those you least expect. People you've never met will be touched by your journey. Your resilience will inspire them. Your breakthroughs will reignite their hope, and your presence will remind them that they too can rise. This is one of the most humbling aspects of God's honor. It allows you to become a living testimony without even trying. You are not just a receiver of blessings, you are a transmitter of possibility. And the more you walk in this awareness, the more you will find ways to use your influence to open doors for others. This honor will not isolate you. It will refine your connections. The people who are truly aligned with your purpose will rise closer, and those who are only around for convenience will naturally drift away. You won't need to push them out. The shift in your energy will simply make it impossible for them to remain. And as your circle becomes more intentional, you will feel lighter, more focused, and more ready to take on the opportunities ahead. You will realize that this refining process was also a part of God's plan, ensuring that you would be surrounded by the right people when the right moment arrived. Chosen one, there is a profound peace that comes with this kind of honor. It is not the loud celebration of a single day, but the quiet confidence that each day is unfolding exactly as it should. You will wake up with a sense of purpose that is no longer clouded by doubt or fear. You will feel a calm certainty even in the midst of change, because you will know that the same God who brought you to this place will keep you here. This peace is the greatest indicator that you are not just experiencing a lucky streak. You are standing in a divinely appointed season. And as you continue to walk in this, you will understand that being the miracle is not a one-time event. It is a lifelong role you carry, not because you are perfect, but because you allowed yourself to be shaped, tested, and positioned. Your journey has been a combination of endurance and grace, of doing your part and trusting God to do His. And now every step you take will not just be about reaching your own dreams, but about leaving a trail for others to follow. This is the true essence of divine honor. It multiplies itself through the lives it touches. When God's honor continues to unfold over your life, chosen one, it begins to touch every area in ways you couldn't have predicted. It's not confined to one sphere. It flows into your work, your relationships, your reputation, and even the way you carry yourself. People may think you have somehow changed overnight, but the truth is, you are simply walking more fully in who you've been becoming all along. This season is not about pretending to be someone new. It's about revealing the version of yourself that has always been there, but was hidden for the right time. And now that time has arrived, you no longer have to shrink to fit into spaces too small for you. You can stand fully unapologetically in the role God prepared for you, knowing that the honor you carry is not self-made. It is heaven-sent. You will notice how your very presence begins to shift the way people interact with you. In the past, you might have been dismissed or underestimated, but now there's a pause before they speak, a respect in their tone, a recognition in their eyes. This is not simply about social courtesy. It's about the spiritual awareness that something about you carries weight. The honor you are receiving is not merely a reward for what you have done, but a public confirmation of who you are. And this confirmation is so undeniable that it often speaks louder than any introduction could. You no longer need to try to prove your worth because the evidence surrounds you in every conversation, every opportunity, and every door that opens without you knocking. What's even more remarkable is how God uses this honor to align you with the right environments. Places that once seemed unreachable will now feel like your natural territory. You will find yourself sitting at tables where your voice matters, where your input shifts outcomes, where your presence influences decisions. And in those moments, you will realize that this is not just about being seen. It is about being positioned for impact. You are not placed in these spaces to blend in. You are placed there to stand out in a way that inspires, uplifts, and transforms the atmosphere. But divine honor is not just about elevation, it is also about preservation. As you rise, there will be moments when challenges try to test your foundation. Some will watch to see if the favor you carry will make you arrogant, impatient, or careless. But instead of faltering, you will respond with grace, patience, and wisdom. Why? Because the road you traveled to get here has already humbled and strengthened you. You have learned the value of timing, the importance of character, and the necessity of staying grounded. This is what ensures that your honor will last. It's not propped up by image, but by substance. Chosen one. One of the most profound changes you will notice is how God's honor changes your perspective on setbacks. In the past, a closed door might have left you frustrated or discouraged, but now you will see that even the detours are part of the plan. When you carry divine honor, no loss is wasted, no delay is accidental, and no redirection is meaningless. You will recognize that everything that happens now is either preparing you, protecting you, or propelling you forward. This awareness will free you from unnecessary anxiety and allow you to move through life with a calm confidence, knowing that every step is accounted for. Another powerful shift you will feel is the freedom from needing everyone's approval. When you are honored by God, you understand that your assignment is not up for public vote. Some people may never see the full picture, and that's okay. Their misunderstanding does not diminish your calling. You will find yourself less concerned with explaining and more focused on walking in your truth. And ironically, it is this quiet confidence that will make your influence even stronger. People are drawn to those who move with certainty, not because they have all the answers, but because they trust the one who guides them. This season will also awaken new creativity in you. Honor opens the mind and heart in ways that stagnation never could. Ideas that once felt too bold will now seem possible, and visions that were blurry will come into sharp focus. You will feel inspired to start projects, pursue opportunities, and step into roles that align perfectly with your gifts. And as you move forward, you will notice that resources begin to flow towards you. Not because you chased them, but because God positioned you where provision naturally finds you. And perhaps the most beautiful part of all is this: you will start to see yourself the way God has always seen you. No longer will you look at your reflection and think of the failures, the delays, or the times you were overlooked. Instead, you will see the miracle you have become, a living embodiment of resilience, faith, and divine timing. You will walk into each day knowing that you are not here by accident, and that every moment from this point forward is part of a greater unveiling. As the days in this season of honor unfold, chosen one, you will begin to feel the depth of what it truly means to be the miracle. It will no longer be an abstract idea or a distant hope. It will be the air you breathe, the rhythm of your steps, the quiet truth you carry in your spirit. You will start to see patterns in the way things come together for you, how connections form without effort, how timing unfolds in your favor without you having to control it. This is because divine honor doesn't just visit for a moment. It lingers, it builds, it deepens. The more you walk in it, the more it becomes clear that you are not being recognized for what you've done alone, but for the vessel you have allowed yourself to become. You will also notice that the way you handle opportunities in this season feels different. In the past, you may have taken every open door simply because it was open out of fear that another chance might not come. But now, with the assurance of God's honor over your life, you can move with discernment. You will no longer feel the need to say yes to everything because you understand that what is meant for you will not pass you by. This selective wisdom will not only protect your energy, but it will also make sure that when you step into something, you can give it your full presence and commitment. Honor teaches you that you are not in competition. You are in divine alignment. Another change you will feel is the ease with which you carry yourself. When God honors you, you don't need to force attention, prove your worth, or overextend to be accepted. You simply show up as yourself, and the right people recognize your value instantly. This natural acceptance is one of the most freeing parts of this season. It releases you from the exhausting cycle of trying to fit in, and instead allows you to thrive exactly as you are. And the truth is, this authenticity is what draws the right opportunities towards you in the first place. The more real you are, the stronger the pull of your presence becomes. Chosen one. You will also see how your journey inspires people who never told you they were watching. There are those who have quietly observed your resilience, your persistence, and your faith, even when you thought no one noticed. Now, in this season of honor, they will begin to speak up, to tell you how your example gave them courage. They will thank you for showing them that it's possible to rise without losing yourself, to succeed without stepping on others, to shine without dimming anyone else's light. These moments of acknowledgement will remind you that your influence goes far beyond what you can see. But with this honor comes a greater call to protect your peace. As you become more visible, there will be more voices, some praising, some criticizing, some trying to attach themselves to your rise. You will need to be intentional about where you invest your attention and energy. Not every battle is worth fighting, and not every opportunity is worth pursuing. Honor gives you the clarity to know which ones truly serve your purpose, and which ones are distractions dressed as invitations. And in protecting your peace, you protect the very anointing that brought you to this moment. You will also experience moments where God's honor works faster than you thought possible. There will be sudden shifts, unexpected calls, last-minute invitations that place you exactly where you need to be at the perfect time. These moments are not luck. They are the result of years of preparation meeting divine timing. And because you have walked the long road to get here, you will not be overwhelmed by these sudden blessings. Instead, you will handle them with a calm confidence, knowing that you were built for this. In the midst of all this, perhaps the most profound realization will be how much you have grown internally. You will see that you are not the same person who started this journey. The challenges that once would have shaken you no longer have the same effect. The fears that used to hold you back no longer carry the same weight. You have been refined by fire, and now you shine with a resilience that no one can take from you. This is the essence of being the miracle. It's not just about what happens to you, but about who you become through it all. And as you continue forward, you will begin to understand that God's honor is not an ending. It is an opening. It is the start of a chapter where your influence expands, your voice carries further, and your life touches people you may never even meet. You are no longer moving through life as someone waiting to be chosen. You are moving as someone who has already been chosen, already anointed, already marked for greatness. And that awareness will change everything about how you live from this day forward. In this final movement of the unfolding chosen one, the fullness of God's honor begins to settle into your spirit in a way that feels unshakable. It is no longer just an external recognition or an upward shift in your circumstances. It becomes part of your identity. You begin to carry it in the way you think, in the way you speak, in the way you make decisions. It is as if every step you take now is wrapped in a quiet authority, one that doesn't need to be announced because it speaks for itself. You are no longer simply walking into a new season. You are embodying it. Every action, every word, every presence you bring into a room reflects the miracle you are. What becomes clear now is that this honor is not fleeting. It is not the type of favor that fades when the excitement dies down or when circumstances change. Instead, it is rooted in something eternal, something far deeper than surface-level recognition. The journey that brought you here, the struggles, the silent nights, the prayers no one heard, the sacrifices only you and God know has laid a foundation that cannot be shaken by any storm. That is why, in this season, you will feel a new level of stability. The ground beneath you feels different now, stronger, more certain, as if it has been reinforced by every step you took to get here. And with this stability comes a new level of freedom. You are free from the weight of needing constant validation, free from the fear of losing what you have gained, free from the idea that your worth is determined by other people's approval. This freedom allows you to move with boldness, to take risks you once hesitated to take, to expand your vision beyond what seemed possible before. The honor you carry now is not a fragile crown that needs to be hidden away. It is a living, breathing presence that grows stronger the more you use it for the good of others. Chosen one, you will see how this honor attracts the right kind of people into your life. Those who enter now are not here to drain you, but to stand alongside you. They recognize your value not because of what you can give them materially, but because of who you are. These are people who will help you build, protect your peace, and celebrate your wins without envy. They will see the miracle you are and honor it in their own way, reinforcing the truth that when God elevates you, He also surrounds you with those who are aligned with that elevation. There will also be moments of quiet awe, times when you pause and truly take in what has happened. You will stand in spaces you once dreamed about, holding opportunities you once thought were beyond reach. And it will hit you that this is no accident. You will realize that you are not standing here because you forced your way in or manipulated circumstances, but because divine timing opened the door. And in that realization, you will feel a deep, unshakable gratitude that will guide everything you do moving forward. From this place of honor, your purpose will expand. You will find yourself thinking beyond personal success and into legacy. What you can build that will outlast you. What seeds you can plant that will continue to grow long after you have moved on. This is the stage where your influence becomes generational, where your example inspires not just those around you, but those who will come long after. This is when you understand that being the miracle was never just about your own life.